Hello, everyone. This is Own Wall Street with the TradersPerspective.com. Looking at gold on the 4-hour time frame here, you can still see that things are kind of chopping around near this 1268, 1270 level, and now we've kind of pulled back about 10 bucks or so to 1262, and reached down as low as 1250. It's called 1258 even, just for simplicity purposes. I went ahead and just put in this Fibonacci sequence off the recent lows to the present highs. And you can see that we're trapped now, or trapped I should say, we're trading between the 23.6 as well as the top end, which is the 100 mark on the level. So I'll go ahead and just zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. That's these numbers right here. For those of you that don't know the Fibonacci levels of retracement. Anyway, so I'm going to zoom back in a little bit and kind of get into it. So looking at the price action, I know I was looking for, possible break around 12 to 1278 or so, possible extension at 1280. I'm not going to completely rule it out yet, but the odds of that happening, I see them very slim at this point. It's going to take a lot. Maybe something happens with Korea. I don't know. It might be some kind of political thing, is what I'm saying. But the U.S. dollar is starting to approach very closely to the rebound level that I see as far as the near term is concerned, as far as a bounce. So that would mean a pullback for the price of gold. Granted, like I just mentioned, geopolitical tensions could further support the bid price of gold and keep it from retracing too much. But if we did see a retracement, what is going to happen here? So let's get into that. In the case that gold does happen to continue to fall backwards, this is going to be the level to watch here, which is this trend line right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just make this a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to say here that this is the 38.2 level of the Fibonacci retracement sequence. I'll go ahead and zoom back out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the level right here that you really want to pay attention to, around 1246.55 or so. If that holds and we ended up closing, maintaining this uptrend line, then that's going to be extremely bullish as far as a grand scheme of things is concerned. Now I'm going to go ahead and just remove this for right now, and I don't really see a need to bring it back at this point. So I'm going to jump back to this weekly time frame, give you all the bigger perspective of what I've been looking at. So I know that I was looking at these lows here and then said that we would end up climbing back up to around 1270, or maybe potentially up to this line here at around 1283. That's looking I did a pretty good job of forecasting that, let's put it that way, but we didn't exactly hit the highs that I was looking for. Then again, I'm not too surprised because of this trend line resistance here, and we have another level here that seems to be in play. So looking at this weekly time frame, it's kind of eerily similar to this, minus the length of the wick of this week here back in June. So overall, again, you want to see this trend line here hold as support, and that level is going to be around that 1250 level. So again, I'll drop back to the 4-hour time frame, put up the Fibonacci, and kind of show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so here's the 4-hour time frame. Let me zoom out a little bit. And then we'll just put that up here near the top. So looking back, thinking back to what I just said about that 1250 level, so notice it coincides beautifully with this this trend line here. So I would say that if this level does get breached, I would say kind of expect that, because the level of the Fibonacci retracement is around 1246. So I wouldn't be surprised to see gold touch down to around 1248, maybe pull some of those stops out that people might be having near these trend lines and such. So it might get a little volatile in this area, but in either case, the general message I'm trying to send you here is I don't see gold breaking out higher at the end of this week. Just based on the price action here, you can really see it here. We tried to have another push up here, but it was rejected. So we came back down a little bit. So what might be in store for gold coming up, if not a downright rejection of maintaining this this trend line here, as well as this trend line here that was our support several times over. Just looking back at the price action here, you can see that this is the trend line I'm referring to. So back to the story, I would say that we want to see, if you're bulls, you want to see this area hold here. If you're short, your gains are going to be maybe like $8-9 here. So that's the risk that you have essentially. And otherwise, if you're short and we break out, your risk is going to be probably another $12, $13 on the top side, so at minimum. Let me just go ahead and show you that real quick. So zooming out, you can see here that we do still have a lot of confluence up in this area here. We still have this trend line that I drew in here. It usually acts as a nice little predictor of where price is going to go. But you can see here that it seems that the strength of this trend is just starting to wane, and we may be in for a little bit of consolidation for gold. I'm not saying that we're going to plunge back down. I'm just saying that for right now, the areas that you want to pay attention to, as I mentioned several times now, is going to be around this 1250.50 and 1247 or so, 1247.56. Wherever this 38.2 may lie, around 1246.30 to around 1249.90. So it's a couple bucks difference. So obviously you're going to see gold is known for just kind of having erratic movements, pulling stops, and being violently active and not respecting just even numbers. So I could say 1250 and it'll run to 1248.50 and then shoot back up to 1251.50 to close the day, just above, but just enough to take out people's stops. So if you've been trading for a long time, you have absolutely every idea of what I'm talking about. So if you're new to this, do some research, look at some charts, just watch gold's price action. You can do it on investing.com. I'm not advertising for them. I'm just saying that that's what I've been using for my videos, and it's a pretty good tool. They got a lot of good free features on here, so you can definitely pay attention to gold's action and observe how it behaves. But again, with my analysis, it just seems like gold is going to be retracing a little bit, and we may be in for a bit of consolidation. If this 1250 level does not get maintained and we break below 1246, then you're going to be looking for a potential smack down around 1240 or so near this 200 period simple moving average, and that's not going to look good on a weekly time frame either. So you just want to make sure that we maintain this 1250 level, and then we could be in business as far as the bulls are concerned for higher highs. And if you're short, again, same thing you want to watch for. I'm on Wall Street. This has been a presentation of thetradersperspective.com. I will be doing my next updates on Sunday evening. I'm going out of town for the weekend, so the updates may come in probably towards 8-9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I apologize for that, but in either case, have a wonderful rest of the week. Green trades to all of you. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have any questions, feel free and welcome to email me at thetradersperspective@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for watching.